I would add with what Mike and what the governor were saying about the next generation, we lose track of the fact that the college students graduating this year at 22 years old were not born or had just been born when this occurred. So it is important to be able to maintain this. To the families and friends of the 168 fathers, mothers, sons, daughters, brothers and sisters, of all those that we lost and the resilient survivors, the loving friends and families, my thoughts and the thoughts of the still grieving nation are with you. We have not forgotten. We said we would not, and we have not. Even as our hearts are broken, I remind us that the Lord is near to the brokenhearted, and he continues to fulfill that promise in our lives every day. We've seen through these 22 years how he's lifted us up and how he's bound us together, and we are forever on the journey together towards healing. When we come together to pray and remember, we both honor them and we continue to move forward. And we declare with one voice again that evil does not win. Oklahoma City was truly forever changed that day. But we've continued to revitalize both our families and our lives in this city. And I'm grateful for what has happened in the leadership of the memorial, in the museum, and what has been done day after day, week after week, to be able to remember well. I do have the honor today to be able to welcome and introduce Dr. Ben Carson, who's the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Dr. Carson joins us today to honor the 35 men and women who went to work in their HUD office that day on April 19, 1995, but they didn't make it home to have dinner with their family that night. That same day, 133 men and women were also taken from their loved ones. Dr. Carson is dedicated to improving the outcomes of our nation's low-income and inner-city families. His faith, his compassion, his love for our nation are the very qualities that we need to empower Americans to rise out of poverty. Dr. Carson has served as the Director of Pediatric Neurosurgery at the Johns Hopkins Children's Center. We appreciate his participation in today's ceremony. He has a very busy schedule, but to be able to set it aside and be with us today is truly an honor. So please welcome with me United States Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Secretary Ben Carson.